All right, should be good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, welcome one and all to the final 8 judges panel, where you have come together to judge each other to determine who is going to remain in the competition. Scott, talk to me about today's events. Everybody was organized, and a little game of White Elephant took place. Give me a summary, recap, experience of how today went, in your opinion.
Um, I was personally surprised by the order that came up because I think it communicated to me at least that there's a lot at play that I'm not aware of. Um,
Hmm.
I had speculated kind of like what I thought would be the outcome, and it ended up not being that, which was very unusual and surprising. Um, which I kind of think has to give everybody pause to think about like why is like what do I know? What do I know? What do I not know? Um, I think the challenge itself was pretty straightforward. There were only 2 steals that happened. I was expecting there to be a lot more. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It was I don't want to say weird. I mean, it was weird, but I think it was weird that it was such an God, I'm having such a hard time explaining this. After the last few challenges where a lot of it has been very face to face, to have this one where we're just kind of getting messages periodically of like this person's done this person's done that. It was strangely quiet for what felt like a live competition. So I don't know what any of that means, but the vibe is shifting.
Okay. Nova, you were able to secure yourself the immunity necklace. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah, yeah, I would say I was surprised. I feel like I did pretty well on that comp last season. So like I think I was expecting to be a little more in the middle. Like I wasn't expecting to be low. I wasn't necessarily expecting to be high. It was really nice and I was happy and I was 100% super ready to grab immunity just so I can say that I won this game because I'm absolutely useless at any kind of physical or mental competition. So I'm like, oh, I can grab it. Yay.
Mhm. Denson, on the flip side, you didn't go home empty handed. You won $5. Um, walk me through that. What's going on in your mind today, and how did that $5 impact your game?
Well, it paid for half a drink of the 2 drinks I had before this. So uh, I mean, I was kind of expecting that when the challenge got announced. I also had a prediction on who would at least finish at the top. I was correct. So that wasn't really that big of a shock to me. It also wasn't that big of a shock that the power wasn't traded. When you feel comfortable, you don't need to have immunity. Um, I'm frustrated, game frustrated. Everyone, they're all great, wonderful people. Um, I know some of them in real life, and if I don't, I hope to. But you know, the writing has kind of been on the wall for most of the day uh, and most of last night. It's either going to be me, it's going to be Jacob, or they're pulling a fast one and they're going to vote out someone else who's on my screen pointing. I'm not going to say his name, but it's a his. Um, and if that happens, you know, everyone knows how I felt. I made it very clear. But you know, orgers are going to org, as I like to say. So we'll see what happens. But you know, I do feel like it's probably going to be me or Jacob going home tonight, and the other person that survives, this is going to have to either be a good little child and stand in the corner and wait his turn, or just win.
All right, Jacob. It's either going to be you or Denson tonight, according to Denson. Um, what does that mean for you? What have you done to try? You don't have a vote. What have you done to try to save yourself?
Yeah, I concur with Denson's statement. I'd love to say
I fought more valiantly, but admittedly I didn't. I was kind of resolute in that fact. My PMs have been pretty barren. I was hoping that due to the fact that I lack a vote, like people would just say, "Hey, this is." I just want to see if people would come to me about things, because there's no leveraging coming to me and saying, "Hey, Jacob, this is what I'm thinking. How do you feel?" Because I have no part in that. I have no say tonight. I have no voice as to who ends up going home tonight. But coming to me and saying, "Hey, this is what I'm hearing. This is what the vibe is," like that speaks volumes to me. So if I stay here, I'm gonna remember who was truthful with me. If I don't, if I go home, then yeah, I'm absolutely gonna remember that. That's gonna it goes a long way with me. So today I've just been hoping that maybe it's not me, but I'm until shown otherwise, I'm just gonna believe that if it is Denson, then it's gonna be me tomorrow. So we'll see.
Juan, in your perspective, how did Denson and Jacob end up on the bottom? Oh, Juan, you're muted.
Whoops. Hi. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's different. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm like doing something on my computer that's a little important, but it's fine. I think that multiple things happen in this game, and it could come down to a lot of different factors, and it just depends on each individual person, I guess. But I don't know. This game, anything can happen. Anyone can be on a chopping block. I mean, I guess if it's like votes that have happened in the past, I guess, or if it's just people are playing a game and that's what they want. So it's really a personal decision. So it could be different for everybody.
Tyler, now as somebody that's been ejected from the game already and has made your way back in to the game, does it feel comforting knowing that it's now a bunch of names out there that doesn't seem to be yours?
Ejected makes it seem like I was in an aircraft that was failing and I got thrown out. But
sports metaphors.
maybe that too. With this few number of people, I never feel safe or comforted knowing that someone else's name is out there. Especially when we're all still communicating with one another. It's really hard to navigate if someone is spreading your name. And for the last vote, that's where I had a hunch that someone was, and it was confirmed to me through multiple people. And so last vote I had to vote based on that theory of if someone's gonna try and go for me, then I have to go for them first. So I always am worried in the back of my mind that my name is being spread. And I think any of us would be foolish to say that we're not, except maybe Nova this round because they have immunity. So it's something like with 8 people left, your name is likely going to be said at some point to someone.
Jess, now you ended up being ranked the highest, meaning you got to open up the box last. How did that impact your game? Does it make you feel more trusted, or do you feel like it puts you out there on a pedestal?
Honestly, I was very shocked at that. Like when I was looking at it initially, like when I was out earlier, I was like freaking out. I was like, where's my name? Like, where is my name? Like, did you forget me? And then like when I scrolled down more, I was like, I won this comp. Is that a joke? Like I like honestly couldn't believe it, and I still don't. But what did you ask?
That was the question, is like, did it make you feel like you're more trusted, or do you feel like it's now put you out on a pedestal?
I feel like I guess it could, but I don't think necessarily. I think that everyone here is aware of what's going on around them as we get down in the numbers. And yeah, I feel like we all like have our own perspective what's going on in the game. And I don't think it really changes much.
Right. Now we all have time for a burning desire. We always have time for a burning desire. Does anybody feel like they need to call somebody out or speak up and defend themselves before we get to the vote? Maybe a last chance to save yourself. No. Okay. All right. Well, it is time to vote. I am going to go off camera and mute myself. While I am away, there is no talking about the vote or the game. So as a reminder, when I am away and off camera, that the voting talk ceases even in DMs. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to mute myself while I am away. No talking about this game or the vote, but you may feel free to talk about anything else that you want. And when I return, one of you will become the 6th member of the jury. Yeah, bump that vote to the top of the crowd chat.
I already bumped my vote, Topher.
Bump it again.
I'll have a vote to bump.
I'll kick off the shout outs today. Shout out to all my dogs at the crib. I was supposed to be dog sitting today and have a real dog in my crib to show off to y'all, but they canceled, so sad.
Shout out to Jackie from Padlock and
Oh,
Montes.
shit. Shout out to Chanel. She what? That girl. Yeah.
That girl.
Shout out to Kit in my prod chat, bursting for blood and being his usual insane self.
Shout out to Charlotte Ruby, the unborn icon that is going to grace us with her presence very soon.
Charlotte Ram, like Charlotte Rampling. I like that name.
Charlotte Ruby.
Oh my god, I almost knocked my phone off the floor.
Charlotte Ruby Ram.
Ruby Ram sounds like something Scooby Doo would say.
Shout out to Seb and Leah. Thank you all for being supportive and sticking out with me for all these for this. It's been like a month, I think, since this game started. So really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I guess I should shout out my project. Thank you, Crispy, for letting me tease you for all season, and thank you, Julia, for confirming all my suspicions all the time. I appreciate both of you. Yeah. There you go, guys. I shouted you out for once.
Julia Rowe is in the know.
Shout out to my prod guests, Jeff and Kilby. They're real ones.
Okay. I have the votes. But before I read the votes, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol, tarot card, or other relevant advantage that they would like to play, now would be the time to do so.
Yeah, Topher. I'll play mine.
All right. This flag means that any votes cast for Andrew, Coach, or Denson will not count. Can confirm it is a hidden immunity idol. If anybody has any other idols, tarot cards, or advantages that they would like to play, now would be the time to do so.
I'd like to play my tarot card.
And which card is that?
High Priestess.
I can confirm that you can't see it, but this is the High Priestess Tarot card. With this card, it is going to give the holder the power of foresight. Jess is going to learn what the vote is before I reveal the vote.
Sending you the vote right now. All right, should be sent.
Right? Let me know if you return and there's anything that you would like to say prior to us moving forward. Because if it needs to be said, it needs to be said here and not in DMs.
Yeah, the vote count is 6 votes Andrew, 1 vote Jacob, 1 vote me.
Right, does anybody have any other idols, advantages, tarot cards that they would like to play? All right, with that then, I will read the votes. First vote. Denson does not count. Andrew, Coach Denson, does not count. Denson does not count. Coach does not count. Andrew, Coach, Denson does not count. Denson does not count. Jessica, 1 vote Jessica. Jacob, 1 vote Jacob. We are tied. 1 vote Jess, 1 vote Jacob. Jess and Jacob, you are not going to be eligible to vote, but everybody else is going to be. Since the 2 of you are both here, I will give each of you a chance to plead openly on Zoom as to why they should not vote for you. Jess?
I'd love if Andrew went first.
Oh, Andrew is not in the tie.
Sorry. Sorry, Jacob. Sorry. You can go first, though.
Nah, you go first. You already started.
We can just get right to voting.
We could. I'll appreciate y'all. For those who keep me, appreciate it. I promise I'll pay you guys. It'll pay dividends for you guys moving forward. If not, no hard feelings. Anticipated it was going to be one of me or Denson, so I would not be blindsided tonight. But I got nothing.
Everyone, I would appreciate to have your votes stay tonight. This feels like Big Brother right now. I've been really enjoying this game with all of you. I do love me some Jacob, and that doesn't change just because of the circumstance. And yeah, hope you have your vote to stay.
All right. It is now time to vote. So please go to your pod chat and recast your vote. You can only vote for either Jess or Jacob. Going off camera, muting myself. Okay, I have the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The competitor with the most amount of votes will have a moment to speak their piece, and then they must leave the Zoom immediately. I will read the votes. First vote, Jess. Says a worthy competitor. So, Jacob. One vote Jess, one vote Jacob. Jacob. Two votes Jacob, one vote Jess. Jacob. It's three votes Jacob, two votes Jess. Next competitor to be bested by the competition and defeated at the Olympic Games, and the sixth member of the jury, Jacob. Jacob, now speak your piece.
This is fun. I think I did like the math, something like 73 days playing Kaleido. I died in one of them. I made it to the end. This is the first time I've ever voted off. This is pretty weird. It's alien to me. For the people who are honest with me on my way out, that I guess I was right. It was Benson, but I'll appreciate that, and I'll remember that. As a juror, Denson, obviously, good luck, my man. I'll probably see you soon. Please please don't stay there. Um, there's one or two of you though, that should be worried if I'm the javelin, and one of you was my guy. So glad you stuck your neck out for me. Thanks, Topher.
Thank you, Jacob. All right, we are now down to the final seven. We've seen an idol be played. We've seen multiple tarot cards be played. We've seen some crazy things happen. But what will this next week have to offer? Well, first and foremost, you're going to need to grab a loved one because we're going to play a team comp coming up this round. So find a loved one that is not currently or has currently been in this season of Kaleidoscope, and get ready to compete in the immunity challenge some point over the next 2 days, right? With the judges panel on Tuesday. I think so. That's what I think is. Saturday. Yeah, let's have the judges panel be due. This will give you guys time to gather a loved one, and we can compete in the competition tomorrow. And you'll have, you know, Monday as well, when you'll get results, and then the judges panel will be Tuesday. All right? Because then after that, we'll be. Right. So we'll push the current schedule back one day, but after that, we're at the final six. Final six and final five take place on the same night. So, you know, it'll move quickly from here. All right. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your night. Much obliged. And next time you see me, I will be in my referee.